Thanks for tuning in tonight to the SoFLo Sports Show. It's your host, 305 Sports Beat, co-host Lou from Dade, and we are just about 2 hours, give or take, from Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals, where our Panthers are even that much closer to another championship.
Absolutely. They are now 2 wins away. During last week's episode, or last time that we met, we were starting the series. We dropped Game 1 in overtime, won Game 2 in double overtime, and the big 6-1 victory just 2 nights ago. And we are pumped up for tonight. And let's not waste any time and get to our special guest live from the Amerant Bank Arena, the one, the only, the best, Josh Moser.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, thank you guys. Set me up.
What is going on? How are you?
Good. Just doing our normal job at Channel 7 and ready for this game. No feel. Like it's a tough one. Like no one's really skated. No one's saying a lot. So we'll see what happens. But this is going to be, I think, the most pivotal game of the series.
Okay, so you were also at Game 1 and 2 at Edmonton. So your passport's really been stamped all over the place. Tell us about the vibe and the feel of Game 1 and 2. How are the Canadians? Tell us about Game 1 and 2 out there.
Well, it's different. Like, how do I explain this nicely? Look, I'll be honest. I'm going to give it to you raw because that's what we're going to do. Look, hockey in Edmonton is the lifeblood of the town. There's oil and gas. It's like being in Green Bay or in Buffalo. That is the thing to do. And here in Miami, there's so much to do, but the entire town shut down for games 1 and 2. And it's just a different feeling. You have 70,000 people outside of the arena watching on a big screen. You have the entire downtown, what they call the Ice District, is just loaded up with fans, all the sports bars, everything. Like, you just don't have that in South Florida. Now, that being said, we hit 130 decibels during Game 3 here, which is the loudest ever at an NHL game. That was here. So, it's all about, just kind of embracing the culture. And I think now that the Panthers have been in the Stanley Cup for 3 straight years, we're starting to see that shift. But when you're in these hockey towns, when you're in Canada, it's just different when you're talking about the Flames, the Oilers, the Maple Leafs, the Canadians. It's just different. But, our team's better. So, sue me.
Yeah. Exactly. So tonight we just found out that Jason Taylor will be banging the drums. I don't know if even you knew that.
Yeah, no, Josh. I saw Josh tweeted that out. That's awesome. So that's official, right?
Officially, unofficially official. That's
okay.
Per my Panthers people.
Got it. All right. Okay. And so, Josh, going back to Canada, there was some Panther fans there, right? There was a good following of Panther. You didn't see any?
There were, but I mean, but of 20,000 people in the arena, there was maybe 50 Panthers fans. They stood out like a sore thumb. Also, very interesting, at the Oilers arena, not a lot of women. Like here, there's a lot of women at the game.
Pretty women, yeah.
I would say that it was like 95% men at the Oilers arena, which, hockey Canada, different.
Interesting. Yeah. And so now let's set the scene for us here. You tweeted also out the towels that are giving away, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And you're ice side right now, right? Here's the towel. Yeah, look at that. There you go.
Towel. So, here's the ice right here. We got the Zamboni going.
You could go up there and bang on the glass right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're ready. We're in the good seats right now. I don't know. It's different. Like, you're living in the arenas. We always say that we're here longer than the players. We've been here since 2:30, and we'll be here until 2 a.m. this morning. But, this is the Cup Final. This is what we do. It's what we love. And it's so awesome to just, connect with people like you guys and share our love of what we do. And it's people like you and for everyone watching this, it's the reason that I have a job and I'm not, some accountant or, crunching numbers. So, just grateful. It's cool. Like, this pregame is my favorite time to be in the arena because you can see all the setup. You can just take in all the little details of everything. And you don't realize that, there are hundreds of people that pour hours and hours into making a game happen. And I love just the behind the scenes feel of what all of these sporting events are for all of our teams.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Now, Josh, any late breaking stories going on? I know Skinner had a really, really bad game 3. This is going to be starting tonight. Any updates on any on the side that you heard it?
Yeah, I mean, everything's the same from the Panthers' perspective. There are a couple guys that are going to switch up the lines for the Oilers. We'll see what the Panthers really do, but as of right now, like everything's working really well. I think, if you want to talk about maybe the biggest difference is just starting that second line on the power play with Bennett. They've just been better. And, it's hard when you don't want to put, Sasha Barkov out there with Rhino, who finally had a goal, and your top line. But that second line has been special. Obviously, Benny's on the crazy playoff run, setting the franchise record for goals in the postseason. Everyone's talking about the payday and, everything like that. But, I think that's going to be the key tonight. We saw the penalty minutes in Game 4. It's special teams and goaltending. Bob's been phenomenal. Obviously, the 240 save nights to open Games 1 and 2, let one goal in Game 3. But, this game, to me, I sense desperation for the Oilers. You saw the viral clip of Connor McDavid in the locker room dropping F-bomb saying this isn't effing good enough. But you lose tonight, you put yourselves in a 3-1 hole. And you're down 3-1 versus 2-2 and having this thing completely reset. I mean, that's two very, very different scenarios, especially going back to Edmonton. And look, you talk about last year. Remember, this team was up 3-0. We thought there was going to be a sweep. They pushed into 7. So I wouldn't discount anything. Obviously, not having Hyman is a big deal for the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins is obviously banged up. He's not himself. But we know Sam Reinhart's dealing with something. We know Chucky's certainly not himself with the – you know what? It's a groin injury. Forget lower body. He's dealing with a groin injury. But, yeah, I mean, you get a couple weird drop, bounces the puck in front of Bob on those rebounds. You never know what's going to happen. But it's just you've got to clear the front of the net. And, you've got to stay out of the box and just avoid putting the other team on special teams.
No doubt. And so, Josh, obviously this is a pivotal, huge game for the Panthers here for the Oilers. But, man, you go up 3-1 and have 3 cracks at, winning back-to-back titles. That's all you could ask for a Panthers fan. So this is a huge game. They can't let it get away. What do you make of this 2-game layoff and the fact that Chris Knobloch, the Oilers coach, decided to wait till 2 hours before Game 4 to announce that Skinner is going to be a starting goalie and these 2 days off? What do you make of that layoff?
Nothing. That's just tactics where you want to make sure that the Panthers are preparing for both goalies because the goalies have different tendencies. So we're going to call that, just not wanting to give anything away. It's kind of like when we're with the Dolphins, they have to release their inactives. So you don't know if Tyreek Hill's going to play or whatever, but realistically, you knew Skinner was going to be the guy. He's their number one goalie. You want your number one goalie in between the pipes in the big games, and unless you're hurt. So it wouldn't surprise me. The only thing that I can think of is if the game gets away, which I do not expect tonight, their backup will come in like we saw in Game 3 just to get some reps. And then I think you might have a decision to make for Game 5 down 3-1 if, that's the scenario. But, I would expect Skinner to have a much better contest tonight. And it's also about the players in front of him. So, it's not surprising at all. And it's more about the Panthers playing their style of game. They were heavy on the forecheck. They really frustrated the Oilers. And I would hope that would be the case tonight. But, there's a reason you got to play the game.
I got one more for Josh.
Sure.
All right, Josh. So Will Manso tweeted a picture of the media cart, the food that was served in Edmonton, and I think I licked my phone when I saw that. However, I haven't seen any media pictures of the food that's being served at Amerant Bank Arena. What are they feeding you guys, and is it really better in Edmonton, the food?
I haven't seen dinner tonight, but I will check. Last game it was a taco bar. Look, if it's free, it's me, and anything's better than the stadium food. It's hard being on the road. You want to try to, stay healthy. Look, the food in Edmonton has been phenomenal. If you want to talk about media food, which we could do an entire podcast on, Jerry World in Dallas is definitely up there. Tampa, where the Buccaneers play, having a phenomenal spread.
Yeah.
But, look, this is hockey. And I think it's part of the atmosphere, and really the most important things are coffee and tea because it is freezing cold, and that's really all that matters. But always, you travel with a little, couple bars, make sure you get a little protein shake in, and You're good to go.
Dehydrated.
Absolutely.
All right, Josh. Well,
Josh, thank you so much as always. You do this for us. We love watching all your reports. We love watching you.
we live vicariously through you.
Yes, we do, and everything you do in bringing all this coverage to all the South Florida audience all over. We're beyond appreciative. So thank you so much for all you do, man. Enjoy. Have a great game tonight. Enjoy it, and looking forward to the rest of your coverage.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Two of my favorite, and it's people like you that allow me to have a job. So love that we can kind of share this journey together. And I think, that's the biggest thing with Cats fans. And any city, whatever your political views or whatever differences, you can rally around a sports team. And so here we are. I think this is a uniting force. And to me, my favorite part is meeting people like you guys and just getting to meet everybody. And, here we are uniting for a common goal, which is really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
And uniting, talk about united, go USA.
yes, absolutely. And Josh, can you take us out with the banner? Can you see the banner? Is it in your peripheral?
I can. Let's see. We're gonna do some artsy photography. I don't know if you can see the ceiling. Can you see it?
Yeah,
I see it right there in the middle. You see
All
that
right.
cup? I love it.
So we got fans
Awesome.
coming in. We got the Oilers here, no shirts. We got the ice. We got the Zamboni coming off, and we're
Awesome.
getting ready. We're getting ready. So
Get that win, Josh.
Game 4
All right,
coming
guys.
up. We're looking forward to your coverage, Josh. All right, take care. Have a good night.
All right, later, brother. See you
Thanks.
guys.
Take care. Well, that was awesome.
He's the coolest.
He is the coolest.
He is.
He pretty much gave us a whole, pregame show.
And I'm mad about not being there now. Now I have like FOMO. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man.
He showed us the towel that's going to be given out tonight. He
Yeah.
posted that up. And just the scenes there of game 4. It's a monster game for the Florida Panthers. And, Josh said it. The fact that, he takes great pride in covering this and reporting it to all his fans. And you just got to be in this moment because you don't know when you're going to see it again. This is a tremendous time to be a Panther.
So you talk about being in the moment. And I'm in a little group chat with some of my colleagues who are huge Panther fans. I mean, their fandom is like, there's no comparison. And one of my colleagues, George, said to me, he said, Ash, when we were at game 3, he texted me and said, Ash, take in this moment. Like, just sit back and take it in. Like you said, like, we don't know if we're going to see this again. There's teams that go years. I mean, we talk about the Dolphins, but just to be part of it and witness it and a possible dynasty at our dinner table here, so it's really something special that us in South Florida are a part of. And it's been 3 years and it's looking good.
Yeah, well, I got 2 more wins to go here, but very appreciative again of Josh, WSBN 7, Channel 7, his coverage and allowing us for him to share with us what's going on at the arena, the Amerant Bank Arena tonight. You can follow him at the Mo's Knows, for his latest coverage, please, it's a great follow. He did a kind of leak there that Jason Taylor will be potentially banging the drum tonight. There's always a guest drummer before the playoff game that does the Let's Go Panthers chant on the drum.
Game 3 was Bam Adebayo.
Game 3 was Bam
Udonis
Adebayo.
has him next to him.
Yep, exactly. And so supposedly, according to Josh, you couldn't make it official, but unofficially official, Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer.
Cool.
Jason Taylor will be banging the drum tonight. So no, it's a huge deal. Before we
it's a beautiful sight to see.
Yep.
That's just for women and men to say. That is a beautiful that dome will be shining.
Josh, no doubt. Jason Taylor is not light on the eyes for anybody there.
Yeah.
So both sides can agree with that. But now look, before we move on here, we're gonna just we're gonna talk about game 4 tonight, and we're gonna also recap what we saw in game 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you got some pictures there. We were at game 3.
So we went to game 3. It was Monday night.
Yep.
We got there about 7:00. We came from Tampa. If you guys were following our journey on social media, we were in Tampa for the Marlins Rays series. Did some sightseeing there, and then so we butted our way down 75 to make it to Amerant Bank. So we packed knowing that we were going to go straight to game 3.
Which was so cool. We literally left Tampa and drove down, like you said, 75 and pulled up to the Amerant Bank Arena. And we're there about an hour and 15 minutes before puck drop.
Yeah, it was close.
So
if there's any traffic, we would have been in trouble.
We would have been, but
it
was great to get from one place to another place. And here we are. We were, not going to lie, we were a little nervous. The fact that game 1, we lost in overtime. Game 2, we won it in 2 overtimes. We didn't know what kind of a game we were going to get. We certainly thought it was going to be a tight ball game the whole way through. And instead, this is what you see. You see a 5-1 lead right here for the Panthers with 9.5 minutes to go. This is us on the way in. You see the banner outside with the beautiful Lord Stanley Cup Final banner, the logo there, rain red. This is going up the stairway. We were up in the 300 levels. We're seeing just the team store. Then you see the Coors Light bar where there's a band playing, and then below that you could see the team store as well, and people coming into the arena, and just people everywhere. I mean, you could not move around. Everybody trying to get inside earlier. This is amazing. You see the Stanley Cup logo on the ice from high above. It was rotating. That was super cool. This is the Game 3 marker with you posing in front of it between both teams, the logos of both teams. Pretty awesome. As you see there, the 5-1, and you see the Panthers got 2 Oilers pinned to the ground because there's a bunch of fights. It was extremely awesome to be there for this historic, butt whooping, 6-1 dominant game. You got goals by Brad Marchand.
Everybody and their mothers.
56 seconds into the game, Brad Marchand scores. You got goal by Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Reinhart, Simon Bennett. You got Aaron Ekblad with a goal.
You had assists from Seth Jones, from Erod. Yep. I mean, it was a full team effort all around.
Evan Rodriguez with the final goal of the night. At some point after goal number 4, Chris Knobloch pulled Stuart Skinner from the game. Yeah. So that was kind of, we mentioned it and talked about it with Josh, how that, it's kind of like a blow to the ego, being pulled out of the game when you haven't been able to do your job. And then even after that, 2 more goals came through. So the Panthers was just a dominant 6-1 win. It was over before it started. As soon as the national anthem, it seemed like the game was over. And, you got to appreciate that as well, because not a lot of games you could be at where the outcome is already set before it's done. So that's huge.
It was just electrifying. I will tell you guys that Josh confirmed that even though on TV our stations and even like TNT or it wasn't TNT covers it. TNT covers it. They do a good job like spotting the Panthers fans in Edmonton. But I will tell you guys, like there was a good number of Oilers fans who were indeed at Game 3, like very much so. So there was not the 50 that Josh mentioned that was probably in Edmonton, which I really do believe. Like there was a good number of Edmonton fans. However, they were very, very quiet. Obviously with the outcome of the game and everything, but they showed up. They indeed showed up, and as Josh mentioned, that's their lifeline. That is their blood.
Yeah, you got a lot of snowbirds down here too, so a lot of them could be.
That we spoke did come from Canada.
We spoke to a couple, but I'm saying there could be some snowbirds here, so you won't find any snowbird or summer birds up in Edmonton from Florida. So that's a different. Whoever went there, went there, traveled for that game. So, but look, it was again. It's an amazing experience to be there in a blowout game. Yeah. I can't think of too many games that are like that. I hate when people say, "Oh, I hope to see a good game." I don't want to see a good game. No, when my team's playing, especially when it's for the championship, I want to blow up. I don't want to be sweating it out or be nervous. I want to see our team dominate, and that's what we were able to see.
Give me a good game on a Sunday, Marlins, Phillies, mid-season in July. Okay, then give me a good baseball game. Beyond that, I don't need a good game.
When the trophy's out and up for grabs, I don't want a close game. I want to blow out. I want my team to do the blowing out. Okay. The only time that I could think of, and I've been to a lot, been fortunate to be to World Series, NBA Finals. We went to Game 3 a couple years ago, and just this Game 3 on Monday night. The last time that I can remember in a championship game where the outcome was already determined was the Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were in the finals again this year. In the 2012 NBA Finals, I was at that game-clinching game, Game 5. That was in 2012. Yeah. So that game was a blowout. And Mike Miller was famous for hitting a 3 with one shoe. He lost a shoe, still hit a 3. He had 7 threes in that game. That's the last time I can remember a game in a finals, in a championship series being a laugher and just a total blowout. So it was awesome to be there and see that live and not have to sweat it out. We were winning the game.
We had a good time. You were drinking your beers. We were talking. It was just, we had cool people around us, like fans. Diehard Panthers fans, guys, girls, all different ages. Like it was just a cool vibe. We had a great time. The one big thing that people were talking about were the towels. Yes. That was one thing my colleague said. He said, "Ash, look at the towel." And I'm like looking at it, right? And I'm like, "This is cool." He goes, "No, no."
I got it here. Pull it up.
Yeah. So he was like, "Ash, look at the towel." And I'm like, looking. I'm like, "Okay, cool, right? That's cool." And he was like, No. What do you see?" So here I am, like 10 minutes looking at this damn towel, thinking like, "George, what are you talking about looking at the towel?" So if you look at the towel, there's actually 3 hidden logos built into this. So the 3 hidden logos built into this are the logos of the Lightning, the logos of the Carolina Hurricanes, and the logo of the Toronto
Maple Leafs. Well, say it in the order.
Leafs.
The Lightning first, then the Maple Leafs,
I was
then the Hurricanes.
just saying as I was looking at it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so you can see the lightning strike on the rat's butt, right? Like that's the Tampa Bay Lightning bolt on its butt. Okay. So that's the first logo. The second logo is the Carolina Hurricanes. That's right here. That's like the hurricane sign. And then the third one is the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that one, hold on, I will tell you guys where that one is because that one I really couldn't find.
I can't see that one.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you where that one is.
That was the second round victory. I can't see it.
He actually circled it for me on the towel. Okay, so here, back it up.
Okay.
So these are where it's at. Here, compare.
Okay. So where's that third one? Up by the
ear.
What is it, a leaf?
That's a leaf. Yes.
Okay, well, there you go.
But like you would have to like really be looking at that.
Yep.
So the creative design team not only put a really cool looking mean rat there, they actually hid the 3 logos of the teams we've defeated to get to our journey of being in the Stanley Cup Finals this season. Really awesome. Cool marketing.
And it says Rats Rule here, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we these are great towels. We were waving them often on Monday night. So yeah, look, let's talk about Game 4 here. Obviously, Josh gave us the lowdown there. The fact that Stuart Skinner was just 2 hours ago announced as tonight's goalie for the Edmonton Oilers. The fact that they're coming off a 6-1 defeat, blowout fashion, and the fact that they've been sitting for 2 days before the game tonight. Well, what do you make of this game tonight? What do you think is going to happen here?
I think it's going to be very, very, very tough to win. I think Edmonton is going to really want to put a stamp on it early. We've seen early goals in all of these games. If you've noticed, it's been like the first 2 or 3 minutes that we've seen a team just come out, stamp it. And I think that team that is going to score tonight first is going to be Edmonton.
Wow.
Their backs are against the wall. They don't want this series to go back to Edmonton with the Panthers being just 1 game away from Stanley Cup championship. So I do think it's going to be a very, very, very tough game for Florida to win. One thing in the series, especially the last 2 games, it's been very aggressive. And not just aggressive, it's been dirty. And there's been a lot of fights. And last game, you thought you saw it all. I'm almost positive that this is going to be like even dirtier with more fights and more teeth loss.
See, I don't think that. I think that the Oilers, that was how they got into the trouble on Monday night in Game 3, is that they played the Panthers game. And so I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to come out and, let their sticks and the ice do the talking. So
I disagree. I think that the emotions are running too high. And I think that the Panthers know how to get underneath their skin. So I do think that maybe the Panthers might provoke it.
Right.
And I don't think the Oilers are going to sit back and take it.
Right.
So I really do stand by the fact that I think it is going to be a dirty game, whether that's provoked by the Panthers or just how the cookie's going to crumble. But I do not see this being hi, here's an icing call. No, I think it's going to be back to the ice, and I think it's going to be high sticking, and I think it's going to be a very, very, very dirty game. And based on aggression, desperation, and just bad blood.
No, and there's definitely that in this series. Obviously, the 2 teams met in last year's Stanley Cup Final. But again, I don't see the Oilers doing what they did in Game 3. I think they're going to, just let go a little bit there. I still think the Panthers are going to bring it to them, as you mentioned. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I don't see it a 6-1. I don't see it, 5-1. I see this being a closer game, decided to the end. I think you're going to see the goalie pulled by one of the teams, and I feel that it's going to come down to that last couple of possessions because, the Oilers didn't even get to pull their goalie last time because the game was already out of hand. I don't think that's the case today. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Panthers are able to have another blowout special, but I think it's going to be a tougher and highly contested game tonight. I will say this, 2 guys that, really had no imprint on Game 3 scoring-wise, Alexander Barkov, the captain, and also Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk obviously is playing hurt. He is playing hurt. You could see him out there grimacing every time he's out there. But those are 2 guys that have been quiet, and I look for them to have a bigger impact and to put their stamp on this game coming up tonight.
We shall see, guys. Yeah. So again, puck drop is scheduled for 8, but we do know that it never is at 8. So we're looking at about an 8:20 or so puck drop with the amazing team in coverage down at TNT covering the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah,
I truly enjoy their coverage. I mean, it is just funny. It's raw. They wanted Wayne Gretzky to say, "Did you the
roar?"
Yeah. And he wouldn't do it. I mean, they're just such a great group of guys who just covered so well. So I really, on top of the game, I enjoy the coverage.
It's funny when the team's winning by a lot
because they don't want USA to win. They're all for Canada.
Yes, yeah. But what I'm saying is that I don't like to laugh during the pregame show or whatnot because I'm focusing on the game. So, but yes, to your point, they do a great job, and looking forward to the coverage again tonight. And so we are again less than about an hour and a half, let's say, till it's a puck drop. In what is a monster game for the Florida Panthers, a chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead before heading back to Edmonton for Game 5. So let's hope that the Panthers are able to do that and take this big series lead here.
You're excited. All right, talking about another final that's going on, be the NBA Finals. The Indiana Pacers are currently leading this series 2-1. Surprising to a few that they are actually leading the series. You asked me this last week, who I thought was going to win the series. I said after the Pacers defeated the Knicks and what I saw from the team, I said Pacers. You looked at me like I was a 3-headed dragon, and here we are, Pacers leading with Game 4 being played in Indiana. Indiana, their tagline is "Yes, sirs." Full house. Great
tagline, by the way, and great slogan. Obviously, the sirs is the end of Pacers, and yes, sirs is the play on the yes, sir. That phenomenon that took place in the pop culture. So yes, sirs is a great slogan. That's their hashtag for their team. And to your credit, you said that the Pacers would win the series. Still some basketball to be played here, but they have a great opportunity tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow night that they play to take a 3-1 lead as well. And they're at home, like the Panthers are.
You'll have Caitlin Clark there. You'll have Tyrese Halliburton's pops there.
Yeah.
So you'll have
some characters there.
You'll have all the cool kids there. You won't have Spike Lee on the side. You know what I mean? Like, you have cool people there supporting their team. And, it'll be a yellow out.
Yeah, no, they had a tremendous – look, Indiana – basketball is a mecca in
WNBA
Indiana.
and NBA. Yeah, I mean, it's really turning into that.
College, high school, everything. Indiana is breeze, just like Josh mentioned, Edmonton and Canada as a whole breeze, eats, sleeps, drinks, breeze hockey. Well, that's what they do in Indiana with basketball.
Do you know why?
What's that?
You don't know why? Everybody's so good at basketball in Indiana?
So who's your state?
Well, no. Because they get to eat St. Elmo's Steakhouse.
Oh,
and if you had St. Elmo's Steakhouse all the time, I'm just kidding.
Well, listen.
We haven't had dinner yet.
I might have been a hooper if I ate there every night. But yeah, so we'll see what happens in that series. Again, the NBA Finals 2-1 in favor of the Pacers. Game 4 coming up from Indiana tomorrow night. I also want to mention UM baseball team. They fell just one game shy of returning to Omaha in the College World Series. They lost to Louisville 3-2. In a decisive
They lost the first one. They won Game 2, which was on Saturday. We watched a little bit of that.
Right.
And they just couldn't finish it out on Sunday.
Yeah, but you got to be proud of that team. They were just one game short of returning to Omaha and playing for it all. So hopefully, they get some big recruits and come back and are able to have get to Omaha next year.
I agree. Before we let you guys go, 305 Sports Travel, again, reminder packages are live. So go to the website, 305sportstravel.com. We're about halfway sold out, maybe a little more actually, with the Atlanta packages. That's late October. It's a 4-day, 3-night trip for short tickets and even hotel. I mean, the whole trip's almost about halfway sold out. So definitely, if you guys are interested in going to Atlanta, get your tickets and hotel through us ASAP. I'm already starting to work on the seating chart, and it's always such a fun thing because I'm like, we're all going to be together, and so definitely don't wait. Our Pittsburgh packages were also released 2 weeks ago, and so take a peek at what we have going on there.
A lot of fun stuff happening in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
you just said Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Why would you say that? Okay,
because I've started talking.
Let me also talking about Pittsburgh. When we were in Tampa last week, Lou took me to the original Hooters in Clearwater.
That's right.
And guys, it was the food for some reason. I mean, we were hungry. To our defense, we did go jet skiing a little before that. We didn't really you didn't have breakfast. Guys, if you ever are in Clearwater, there are so many great things to do. We enjoy going to Hogan's Beach, Hogan's restaurant. Yep. But do yourself a favor and go to the Hooters. It is just, it's so cool. Like from the outside, you'd never know. So shout out to the Hooters in Clearwater. So good, so fun, and the food was amazing.
They got a museum in there with all the original. I didn't even know this, but the original Hooters shorts were not orange; they were brown, and so that's in display case there, along with people down here will, people that have been down here in South Florida for a while will remember that the Miami Hooters were an arena football league team that played at the old Miami Arena, the former home of the Hurricane, the former home of the Heat and the Panthers. Believe it or not, they both shared the arena. And so, the Miami Hooters played arena football there. So a lot of cool, memorabilia and stuff at that original Hooters, the first ever one.
If you guys didn't know this, Lou is a Hooters historian. So any questions about Hooters or anything?
Listen, it's the restaurant that started the preservation for owls. So I am in favor of that.
You hate animals, okay? Cap in the house. Cap, hello.
What's going on, Cap?
What is going on? Okay, guys, before we let you go, just let's hit on it really quick. Dolphins, there's drama going on. There's talking about a culture shift. Coach McDaniel's talking about a culture shift. Tua's talking about a culture shift. I don't care what they're saying now. Until it's actually proven, they're not going to use the Heat's tagline of culture or anything because it's the same BS every year. What is your take on that?
Yeah, no. You could say it all you want, but, first of all, we're in OTAs and minicamp. First it was rookie camp, then OTAs. Organized team activities, for those that don't know the lingo, mini camp, and now next coming up is training camp in July. You can talk the big game and you can say what you want, but until you prove it and do it, I can't, like you said, you can't try to say there's a culture or any kind of thing in a positive direction until you've proven it, and they have to prove that in the regular season. So we shall see.
Then we already know Jalen Ramsey's not showing up. Jonas Smith isn't showing up. So you already have the players not coming in because of contracts and either wanted a good trade or potential trade. So that's just more drama, more distraction. So we shall see. But like Lou mentioned, officially training camp opens in July. So for those who do come down to that, it is hot. It is a great time. We will be out there. And those tickets, so it is ticket based, and we'll do a whole episode on what to expect and everything. But those tickets will be it's free, but you do need a ticket to get in. Right. So they'll be released soon. So keep an eye out on social media and emails to get those tickets for camp days. And then beyond that, our contest, we released the winner last week of the SoFLo Sports Show 305 Sports Travel Contest. Congratulations again to Doug from St. Mary, Ohio for winning.
Doug Heinrichs is our winner.
St. Mary's, Ohio.
He correctly predicted that the Pittsburgh-Miami game would be taking place in the third portion of the schedule. And he was one of 18 people that predicted that. We did our online raffle. You can check it out during last week's episode. And he was announced the winner. So again, congratulations, Doug. You will be receiving our Dolphin swag bag. With some goodies in it at some point this summer. And you have the $100 credit to one of the trips that we are running, which again are Atlanta and Pittsburgh. We will also be in Buffalo, having representation there. And
an awesome party in Buffalo is what Lou's trying to say.
Yes, and in Carolina, we are joining and partnering up with TPP, so that'll be awesome. We'll stay tuned, stay in the know of what we're doing, so it should be a great time. A
good friend of ours, Bobby, in the house. Good evening, Ash and Lou. Hope you and everyone is doing great. Go Panthers, go Cats, go. We are not keeping you guys much longer because we are officially an hour and a few minutes away from puck drop. Game 4 gets Edmonton Oilers. Panthers are currently up 2-1 in the series, and we're excited about a big Game 4.
No doubt. It is a monster Game 4. Special shout out again to our guest tonight, Josh Moser, reporting live from the Amerant Bank Arena, and he was there. He showed us pretty much right there. He was on the ice. He showed us the glass. He showed us the banner. He showed us the towels you're giving away. All the lights were working and going onto the ice. So it was great to see that perspective from Josh as always. He is the man. So thank you, Josh, for giving us that coverage leading up to the game tonight.
Yeah. Before we let you guys go, we wanted to wish all the puppies, all the daddies out there. That sounds so weird. All the fathers out there.
Puppies or poppies?
Poppies.
The poppies.
But I'm like, that can mean a few things. All the dads out there, a happy Father's Day this weekend. I feel like we just celebrated Mother's Day.
Right.
I literally remember what we did and everything. So we're excited to go up to North Florida to have a great meal with my dad, and then down here the same day to have spend time with your dad as well. We're both very lucky that both of our dads are still with us, and we definitely take advantage of that.
We can argue whose dad is better. I'm going to say my dad. My dad, Luis Dominguez Sr., is the man. Shout out to him. Shout out to.
Well, I was going to
say your dad's name. You can say it. Just drop Bob. not Bob Bobrovsky, but
if you guys want to know something, my dad is actually the goalie of the Panthers. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was gonna say both of our dads take down bad things. My dad took down criminals, and your dad takes down iguanas.
Yes, my dad is now an iguana hunter. So, yeah, I might post a picture of that one day.
And my dad was a cop for 27 years. So whether our dads both take down bad things, whether it's iguanas or criminals. So
absolutely, yes.
I think our dads are both equally cool.
Yes, that's no doubt about that. But yeah, but we'll be doing a double header on Sunday, visiting your dad in the morning, and then coming back into town down here and hanging out with my dad for the nightcap.
The nightcap.
Yeah. So, but look, again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I know Bobby's in the room, so happy Father's Day, Bobby. I'm not sure if anybody else. Well, Sheldon, yes. Sheldon
is, yeah. Sheldon Jr., his son.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's in the name. Sheldon,
I know.
Young Senior. So, so yeah, happy Father's Day to you guys in the room, you guys listening out there, and fathers everywhere. You guys are obviously a pivotal part in raising a young man or young woman into this world, which is sometimes chaotic. So salute to you. Salute to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day. Spend it wisely and blessed with your family. And that's pretty much all I got. What else you got?
No, we got a game 4 we got to watch. So we got to get going.
So go Cats go. Rats rule tonight. Hopefully another big victory for the Florida Panthers and one step closer to repeating as Stanley Cup champions.
Yes, as Lou said, go Cats go. Let's get even much closer to finishing this series so we can focus on baseball and enjoy a championship parade in Fort Lauderdale. Yes, I said it.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
2 more wins, and then we can talk about it.
Speak it into existence.
2 more wins. 2 more wins.
Without lightning. I must add. All right, guys, have a great night. And we will catch you later on. Go Cats go.
Take care, guys. Good night. Happy Father's Day. Go Cats go.